This episode is brought to you by Precision Fuel and Hydration, a proud supporter of the Inside Running podcast. It keeps us fueled on our long runs and races. Are you training for your next big race and still guessing your nutrition? Inside Running Podcast listeners, 2026, this is the year you stop winging it. Precision Fuel and Hydration is the answer. Their free online planner helps you nail your sodium and carb intake so you don't fade when it matters most. Visit precisionhydration.com, and while you're there, place your first order and get 15% off when you use the code IRP2026.
Child, that your skin can bring you so much pain. Now I hear you say you got the best of both ways. Won't you come and take a walk on my
Welcome to episode number 448 of the Inside Running Podcast. A massive thank you for joining us for another week. Big show coming at you. We've got Diamond League results to talk about. Cam Myers runs a fast 800 over in Germany. Launceston Running Festival. Some massive results out of there yesterday. Jimmy Whelan, he had a quick 10K performance. The 2027 World Champ Standards got released. Moose on the Loose, listener question. We'll also preview a few things that are coming up between now and next week. Welcome to my co-host. He's in Canberra, Bradley Croker. How are you this week?
Good, thanks, Brady. Public holiday here today. We get 2 in a row.
What do you mean 2 in a row, like today and tomorrow?
No, like next week. Yeah. Next week, King's birthday.
Oh, yeah. So what was today?
Reconciliation Day.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm hating this already in Canberra.
Because you're paying the wages.
I found out about this double public holiday, and I'm like, I'm not sure I like Canberra anymore.
Yeah, we do get a lot up here.
Yeah. So many. Yep.
Yeah. Well, welcome to you, Moose. How are you?
Thanks. Yep. Pretty good.
Survived the weekend?
Yep. Still, I'm here now. Big weekend. Saturday I worked. Sunday could be the hardest physically, mentally thing that I've ever done in my life, which was have kids for about 26 hours by myself. And I'm not built for it. I knew I wasn't a natural kind of, a natural, father. I don't know how you explain this, but some people thrive on it. And some people, it's like a real challenge for them. It's a real challenge for me.
What grade are you giving yourself, Moose? Were you happy with your performance?
But they're alive still. We're all still alive.
If it was pass or fail, it's passed.
Yeah. One of them's they're both teething. One of them's got a cough. So think about that. Both at the same time. And then so the worst thing that happened was last night, 4 a.m., one of the babies with a cough just vomits the entire 200ml bottle they had. Just 4 a.m. I barely slept before that, and I've just watched him just throw up his 200ml of milks all over like the change table and all over himself. So I have to go to another room and change him. And the other one's kept cracking the shits. I'm like, oh, no matter. I'm starting to get religious about it, boys. I'm starting to think God has done this to me so I become a better person. It's teaching me patience. It's teaching me resilience, to be more caring, to be more tolerant. I am going to come out of this just the strongest person you've ever seen.
I love it. I love the mentality. It is evident, though, the shout out to the mums out there who do this every day of the week.
I knew it. Now I really know it. And Bree, we talk about this natural parenting. She's got it. She's got it down pat. She's a gun. And I appreciate what she does more than ever.
That's good. Let's talk some running. Did you manage to get any in between? Yeah, you got a bit on Strava, didn't you?
A little bit, yeah.
You're going all right.
Not great. Like Monday, Tuesday, I kind of had some soreness from the Sunday run. So I talked to Ali about it, and we just changed a few things for me. So I'm just going to go back to running every second day until my knees get some strength in it. I had her come around on Friday night. She did like a physio consult for me in my gym and took me through the actual like technique of what I should be doing. And there was a few things that I was getting very wrong. That gives me some hope that like I'll get some strength gains. And I actually did that last night after I put him down. I went down and did my strength program, and I've pulled up super domsy from it, which is a really good thing because it means that I'm using the muscles properly when I'm doing the reps. Before I was cheating tons of exercises, like I was using other muscles to get the weight moved, whereas now I'm doing it properly. So I there's a bit of hope there. And just on that, go and find yourself a good running physio. If you don't have one, they're worth their weight in gold, because this could save me like 12 weeks of just terrible strength and conditioning work just to get the right technique down pat. And I thought I was all right at it. I've been going to strength people forever, but I've just developed some really bad habits. And she helped me identify them, and I feel like I'm going to be a better lifter because of it.
That's so good. Where do you sit with people offering it online? I was just running with a physio yesterday, and he's just like, "Nah, I'd really like to see the person in person before I start working in that kind of area."
Yeah, I think it came up during COVID when there was a lot of telehealth consults. I've seen Ali do one because I've had athletes that I've actually had her do over the phone consults with. And I think someone who's that invested in running and knows running injuries so well and knows running so well can identify things going on a lot easier over telehealth than someone who doesn't know, let a physio that doesn't know running in a clinic. So I think every physio would say it's much better to have them in person. But you could they still do a lot of demonstrations of exercises. Like they've got a camera on them. They can say, "Hey, do a one leg squat, and then do it this way," or show me a range of motion in your calf with this exercise. You can still do a fair bit of like diagnostic stuff without actually touching and feeling.
Yeah, I guess it depends on who it's coming from.
Yeah, I think any physio would say it's better to be there in person. But you got people that live rural that might not have a sports physio in their town. The physios like might not be have seen runners before, and then like I would still trust someone that knows my body well or I've seen in the past over telehealth than I would going to a new physio in person.
Yeah, I agree.
So running wise, what did I do? I went out for a jog on whatever day that was. And then on work one day, I knocked off and ran around the Bowen River. So I used to do tons of my running here before we even started this podcast. I lived pretty close to the Bowen River, and I would always do this, not this exact loop, but a similar loop. I've cut so many Ks around here. There's a few areas of the Bowen River in Geelong that are like hidden gems, and most people stick to like these set loops, but you can really explore. And look at this, like part up the river a little bit. This is just like Buckley's Falls area. Pretty nice when you consider how close you are just to like thousands of people running a trail. So yeah, just did that after work on my way home. And then the next morning I decided to do a little workout. So this was 6 by 3 minutes. And I just went up to about 100 and I think I maxed out maybe 165 beats a minute. So it wasn't fast. I just wanted to stay well under threshold and just move the legs a bit quicker. It felt pretty good. Like knees felt good. Achilles felt fine. I really like these shoes, these Cloud Monster Hypers for workouts at the moment. The shoe that you need to run 3 minute K pace in is quite different to what you're running 3:45s in for me, especially when I've got a sort of like a Achilles that's not playing ball perfectly. And yeah, just felt like I could get the pace up, but felt like I had a lot of protection and support underneath. You guys worn this yet, or do you just wear that light spray one?
No, I've worn this to jog in a bit. I would never cross my mind to do a workout in it though.
Really?
Yeah, I'm
the same, Brady.
Workout shoes, like lighter ones, carbon plates.
Yeah. I haven't been a massive fan of it. To me, it's just a jogging shoe. Like I much prefer the Adidas, the Adidas shoe that we got.
The Hyper Boost Edge.
I'd do a session in a Mega Blast before I'd do a session in this thing.
Yeah, weird. I kind of like this for my session, and I have done sessions in Mega Blast and enjoyed that too. I mean, I'm a bit heavier than what I was, and I'm running paces well slower than you guys for your workout. And I actually don't care about the paces I hit either. So there's no performance edge to this workout. I just want to get through it without any problems. And I do feel like if I put a racing shoe on, the Achilles just has to do a little bit more work. Even though it's plated, the landing platform's that lot narrower. I feel like I fall off the platform of the shoe too easily. And I'm just bigger. And I'm not like crazy big, but I'm probably like, I don't know, 8 kilos heavier than what I was. And the pace is a lot slower. I'm just hitting the ground different. Yeah.
Well, it's the purpose. You're just getting these workouts done.
Getting the heart rate
Paces
up.
are relevant. Yeah. Like you just want to feel smooth. You want to feel protected. You want to look after your Achilles. But yeah.
I think once I get a sniff of some fitness, that's when I put the shoes on.
Yeah.
You want to feel a bit more inspiration. So then I had Saturday off, and on Sunday I jogged with the group. But I just get there a little earlier and run the dog, warm up a little, warm the body up so that when it kicks off, I can handle the pace, and I'm not in that first K of 5:40 and get dumped out the back. So I get the body warmed up before I meet the group. This was pretty fun. Good little group. Good banter.
This photo moose, these shoes, what are these?
Oh, new brand coming in the country later this year called Mount to Coast. They're big in the ultra running world. This one's called the C1. It's like their performance model. I really like them. I like them because they're not mushy and soft, and they're very stable.
What are you comparing it to?
Oh, it's a tough. What am I comparing it to? Cloud Monster Hyper 1. You remember that shoe?
No, I've only ever had the Hyper that we got given.
Okay.
Recently.
Oh no,
so it's a 3, isn't it?
Yeah, but it skipped the 2.
Yeah. Okay.
So it was like the last Cloud Monster Hyper. They're coming out. They've got a generous toe box, so it suits me well. They've got multiple models. If you follow that, the Cocodina 200, and I think it was a 200 miler, 250 miles or something.
250, wasn't it?
Like 30% of the field wore this, or the finishers are wearing this shoe or something.
Really?
Yeah, like this brand of shoe anyway. But they've got specific, their foams are nice. They're really stable. They've got forgiving toe boxes. They're you can see the front half of the shoe is like this elastic lace, and the back half is lace. So you can lock it down really well through the heel, but then you can release it through the forefoot as your foot swells, or if you're out on a run and you get into a technical section, you can tighten it up. Good concept for someone who might be running for a long time.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good week from you.
Yeah, that's me done. That's what are we at? I don't know what I got, but every second day you'll see me on Strava with a run for the next couple of weeks at least.
Nah, the thing you got this week was getting your strength and conditioning sorted, so you're doing it properly, because that's what's going to get you running more.
Yeah, agree. And I'm feeling it right now. As I sit in this chair, I'm like, glutes are so sore. Yeah.
NordVPN has partnered with the Inside Running Podcast to offer you an amazing discount. Head over to nordvpn.com/inside running to get a huge discount off your NordVPN plan plus 4 additional months on top of that. Think of NordVPN as your personal bodyguard for your online activity. It encrypts your internet traffic, shielding your personal information from those prying eyes and online criminals with state-of-the-art encryption. It can help you book flights and hotels for your next race, as well as when you're over there, you can connect to a NordVPN server in your home country and safely enjoy the content as if you never left. Wherever you travel, it's perfect if you want to follow local Aussie sport. With NordVPN, you can access all your streaming services from back home. Don't forget, there is literally no risk with your 30-day money-back guarantee. Give it a try, and if you like it, great. If you don't, they'll issue a full refund, and you can pretend the entire situation never even happened. Check out our link, nordvpn.com/inside running, to get your subscription started today. You can also find the information in the episode description and the link in our social media bio. All right, Gregson, what have you been doing?
Dusted off the bike for the first time in about 8 weeks. So, kicked off Monday with an hour run in the morning at 4:25s. And then because my Achilles has been obviously a little bit niggly since just before Sydney 10, it's certainly not terrible. Like going out for this hour run, there would be like a 1 out of 10 sensation I wouldn't even call it pain, 1 out of 10 for 5 minutes or something, and then you don't feel it for the rest. And I ran 2 hours the day before, and maybe the last 15 minutes of that 2 hour run, I could actually feel it. So if you can run for nearly 2 hours and only feel it for the last 10 minutes, it's obviously pretty low level. But I thought, look, I'll be sensible rather than going out for a second run, which is what I was doing, pre-Sydney 10. I'll jump on the bike for an hour. So I just did an easy hour, would have kept the heart rate sort of similar to what I would have been if I was just doing an easy run. Then Tuesday, jumped on the treadmill, was willing to, this whole week, I was willing to basically can things if I ever got more than a 3 out of 10 pain from my Achilles. So I ended up doing 3K reps on the treadmill and had no problems whatsoever. So I did the first rep at 17.5K an hour, the second one at 17.7, third one at 17.9, and the last one at 18K an hour. These were all off 1 minute rest. Then that afternoon, went to the gym. So just trying to do a bit more sort of heavy calf raises to help the Achilles, and doing the calf raises doesn't flare it up or hurt it. So that was Tuesday. Wednesday, just the one run, an hour, 4:22s. Thursday, jumped back on the treadmill for my sort of standard 6x6 minutes. Just kept all the reps at 18.3K an hour, which is 3:17s. Checked lactate after 3 reps, and it was 2.2. And after 6 reps, it was 3. So heart rate, I guess, slowly drifts throughout the session. I think I'm sort of max out on both the sessions I did Tuesday and Thursday. It's very, very low 160s would be my max heart rate for this session. That afternoon, had Lily join me on the bike into Mulligans. So actually it was the first time that she's ridden in Mulligans when I've been running. So I just did my sort of standard 8K loop at 4:21s, and the Achilles was a little bit noticeable on the afternoon run. On the afternoon run. But it sort of settles really well overnight. So I got up Friday morning, did an hour, 4:21s, felt amazing. I pushed, and then I shouldn't have, but I went, okay, well, maybe I can do a double. So I did the double, and it was okay during the run, but after the run, it was definitely probably the most tender it's been since before Sydney 10. So that was 4:26s for 35 minutes. And it was sort of at this point where I went, okay, if I keep just doing this, it's definitely not going to get better, and it's going to restrict what I can do down the track. So I ended up having Saturday off running completely, because I thought because originally I was going to do another session on Saturday, a running session. But I thought to myself, if I run on Saturday and if I do a session, then I may not actually be able to do a long run on Sunday. So I just jumped on the bike, did a 20-minute warm-up, and then 6x6 minute reps, 1 minute easy in between, and then a 14-minute steady after that. And I actually felt surprisingly good, given I haven't really ridden for 8 weeks, but I think when I was riding, the garage was way hotter than it is now. So I actually felt really strong cycling. So that was an hour 15 on the bike in total. And then that day off, my Achilles like settled down, and I was able to run 2 hours yesterday without any dramas, and it wasn't really tender or sore like walking around the rest of the day. So that was 2 hours, 28K, 4:19s. The one thing I did do though on Sunday was I asked the boys whether they were okay if we kept it fairly flat. So basically avoided all of the main hills in Mulligan. So it was a bit of like, I've never done this sort of loop before. So I only had like 161 meters of elevation over 28K. So yeah, and Achilles feels pretty good. So I did an hour today running. I did an hour on the bike. But for the rest of this week, I'm definitely not going to do any double runs. But I can do sessions, do hour runs in between my session days. And I think it'll continue to improve if I make smart decisions.
It sounded like it responded really well to the day off. Like, could you just have 2 days completely off and knock it on the head?
I don't think so. I
think that would work?
No, well, I think Achilles is one of those ones where like the rest doesn't help it a whole heap. And look, the fact that I can do, what do I do? 4 by 3K reps on the treadmill, 6 by 6 minute reps on the treadmill. As long as I keep the intensity in a pretty controlled level, it's not flaring it up.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Do you reckon certain shoes press on it? Is that?
Yeah, look, I've been playing around with shoes a little bit. So yesterday I wore the Neo Vista with a heel pitch in it, mainly because when I had it a year ago, that was the shoe that I was wearing a lot because it's got like that really soft heel counter. Because mine's insertional, it is very much like when you got pressure on the back of the heel, like that seems to be the biggest issue. So normally I've been wearing like the Mega Blast on my long run. So I wore the Neo Vista.
The new one, number 3.
No, the 2.
Okay.
There is no 3 yet. That's
Well,
next year. Oh, the Neo Vista, sorry.
Neo Vista 3. No, we got it last week.
Thought it arrived at my house last week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got a pair.
Boys. Higher on the list.
Haven't worn them yet.
They look good.
They
look real good.
You haven't worn it yet. Why not?
Oh, well, just wanted to. I didn't want to change. I didn't want to change.
Doesn't like wearing new stuff, does he? This will go in the cupboard.
I didn't want to change.
You got to feel good. You got to feel good to look good.
Also, I didn't want to change up shoes too much while I'm going through this like Achilles stuff.
Chuck in a new variable.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, look, I don't think it's frustrating that I can't just go back to doing what I was doing pre-Sydney 10, where it was just like 150K weeks, body was completely 100%. But I think if I'm relatively smart and I skip the double runs, that things will settle over the next week or two. So that being said, my week was still 124K of running, 1 day off, 2 bike rides. So
yeah, bike rides to keep the fitness topped up.
Yeah.
Because what do you got? Like 8 weeks, 7 weeks until Albert Park 10K? When's that?
End of July, I think.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you want it sorted sooner rather than later.
Yeah, while ever it's not completely 100%, it just limits what sessions I can do. So I can, and that's why I did both my sessions on the treadmill last week, because it's much safer. Just being on the treadmill.
Why is it safer on the treadmill?
I just feel like the paces. Well, I think part of it is I'm more likely to stop if I'm in the garage and I feel something, whereas if I'm out doing a session somewhere, I'm probably more likely to keep running through it. Plus, I just feel like it's less intense on my body for some reason.
Yeah, I actually thought, I reckon I read once that there was an increased load on the calf when running on treadmills versus outside. Like I remember reading it was up to 10% higher on the treadmill.
I guess part of it is like the only places that I've done sessions over the last 5 months has either been on the track or on the treadmill. And so
crazy.
And so I felt like doing the sessions on the treadmill was safer than doing reps on the track. And that was the reason why I went the treadmill.
Yeah.
Get down to Yerrabee Pond again, Chris. Like the old days.
I hate it down there now. I can't do it. It's
Too
just
many people in your way.
It's just twisty, turny, dodging
Turning
people.
soft moves. Can't take the lactate monitor down there.
I have turned soft. Like I'm more than happy to jump on a treadmill for a session now if it's pissing down rain. I would have never done that 20 years ago.
Yeah. It's okay to be soft when you're old.
But I don't care. It's like whatever you need to do to get the training done. I reckon that should be your philosophy.
Good philosophy, Krogs. I love that one. This is where I put in the Mottram thing.
Now that you're a coach, how would you describe
That's a cut out. I had a pretty good week, boys. I did 65 minutes at 4:38 Monday morning, and then I did 30 minutes at 4:44 pace that afternoon. Tuesday was double workout day. In the morning, I did 2 by 10 minutes and then 1 by 11 minutes, around 3:29 pace off 90 seconds walk between. Just tacked an extra minute on the end of this one, if you notice, 10, 10, 11, just to try and creep it up a bit more. Because Chriso really wants me to do 4 by 10, wants 40 minutes of quality in the morning, but I don't want to get there yet. I just want to gradually, might do 3 by 12 tomorrow, get it up to 36 minutes. So this was good. Enjoying these ones, pretty easy work. And yeah, it's over pretty quickly. Then in the afternoon, went back down and did 20 by 75 seconds off 30 seconds walk. Anywhere between like 3:10 and 3:15 pace for these ones. Feels so good. I love this session in the afternoon now because I got that cadence thing going on where I take these really small steps and I get up to speed really quickly, and I feel like I get 30 seconds into these reps, look down at my watch, and I'm just coasting, and I can just keep it smooth for the next 45 seconds. And it's never, which that's what it should be. It should never be hard to reach this pace that you're trying to run at. So it's quite enjoyable to be fast but controlled.
What's your cadence?
I'll be big. It'll be real big. 200, is it?
230?
That's pretty high.
It can't be 230.
No, I was joking.
I never heard of that before.
You know what it's like, though. Let me have a look.
You got to ask Archie about it. Like whenever we used to do reps together, like I would just burn him off in the first 10 seconds, and then he would just like get back on me and then motor away from me.
Well, I reckon Moose commented on like when you just run them with you one day or something. It's like, it's really hard to find. Here we go, like 214.
Whoa.
Here we go, 224 at the start of a.
That is wild.
I get it rolling real quick. Like when I
240.
Yeah. When I hear those beeps on my watch, when it counts you down, like beep beep beep, I'm like, all right, let's rev the engine.
It's like the Roadrunner.
Yeah. Yeah, I get them going real good, boys. So I'll get a film crew down there. I'll see if Andy can send up his film crew one week up to Moama, get him up for a session, bring the YouTube boys, get the cadence in full picture. So that was good. Good day, big mileage. It was like 30K for the day when you're knocking over 2 workouts. Wednesday, 45 minutes in the morning, 40 minutes in the afternoon. Thursday, 70 minutes before school on the Thursday loop, 4:35 pace, 30 minutes after school, 4:39s. Then Friday morning, a little fartlek. Did tell me if you've done this one before. 10 by 1 minute on, 1 minute float. Would have done this before, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Years ago. Like I feel like this was a traditional fartlek back in the day.
Claim it, mate. Call it Brady.
No.
Call it truffle fartlek.
I'm not claiming it. You know one that I used to do back in the day? Richard used to give this to me. 10 by minute on, 30 seconds float. So it's 15 minutes in total. And it cooks you.
Yeah.
Like it was pretty much like Deke's quarters if you didn't have access to a track. Like very similar.
That's the old. You don't hear people doing these workouts that are actually over threshold much anymore, do you? Like how you think that? I just heard 15 minutes of smash and grab. Like no one does that. Like everyone's running like. I just saw a comment on your Strava from Jordan Donnelly, like, staying under is the key. And I'm like, yeah, how many people stay under in a monofartlek or a Deke's quarters or a Saturday hill session where you race around a 6K, like a hilly racetrack? Doesn't happen.
I 100% know that I'm mixing philosophies here, but I'm like, I've got to be at work. I've got to be home to go to work at 7:30. The sun only comes up at 7. I'm like, I can get up as early as I want, but I cannot see the road because it's not lit up. So I'm like, what can I do bang for my buck for 20 minutes or 15 minutes? And like these, like my heart rate got up to 172 by the end of this. Like this was a hard workout and I loved it. And I think there's still a place for them occasionally to fit into your lifestyle. And I also think people are getting caught up in, it's only 20 minutes. It's not enough. I'm like, if you do this properly, I'm telling you, it's enough.
Yeah. I did this session back in like 2018, and this is when I was actually like rolling really well. And it was one of the hardest sessions I did. This my coach gave me at the time. 2 minutes, 1 minute jog, 1 minute, 30 seconds recovery, times 6.
Yeah.
And like you run a hard minute, you have 30 seconds recovery, and then you're back into a 2 minute rep. It's like, it was hard.
Yeah. A great bang for your buck. Like if you're busy or you can't see the road or whatever it is, it's just like you can still get out there, still get the heart rate up.
If you're, I mean, there's a pretty good discussion to be had here because like 8 by a K, that's done by a lot of groups and runners out there. That is not threshold work. That 8 by a K is done at very fast, 5 to 10K pace, like with 60 seconds, so not much recovery. Like that's not, you're not aiming to stay under threshold at all for those. Or if you think 12 by 400 done fast, hill repeats or a hilly tempo, not a threshold either. There's so many ways that people can run good times. Like the whole threshold thing, everyone's chasing it right now. But if you go back and you do look at like what the results that were had by some of our best runners of all time, they weren't doing any threshold work. Maybe they would get to the threshold on a Sunday, like during a hard long run. That's about it.
The appealing thing though, Moose, like for me, I've sort of proven over the last few months that you can actually run quite well off predominantly threshold training. And for me, at my age, it's way lower risk than if I go out and blast a monofartlek. That's risky for me compared to just doing what I've been doing.
I'm not saying it's not, especially like at your age. Like I think for a masters athlete, it's really good. And I'm not saying it's not good for a younger athlete either. I'm just saying that we shouldn't look at someone's training who's going hard and think, oh, you're getting it wrong. Because that sort of hard stuff raises VO2 max really well. We've seen that. We've seen guys do really well. Like look at our 5K Australian record holder. No, sorry. Look at Jack. Well, yeah, look at Mottram, right? He was doing a 20-minute threshold once a week. And he was going pretty hard, I reckon, on the other day or the other 2 days. Then you look at Jack Rayner. He's coming from that 8 by K hard, and then there's hard track workouts. He's run under 13 minutes for us. He is the 10K Australian record holder, or Kai Robinson is now. Sorry, my bad. I don't know much.
Half marathon.
Yeah, so half marathon, the record's been held by someone using traditional methods, or like Australian traditional methods. I don't know Andy's training too well, but would you say like it's loaded with threshold, Brady, or does he go pretty hard?
No, he goes pretty hard. Yeah.
So like
I'm trying to think if I've ever seen I don't think he'd describe it as threshold, but yeah, it's usually quicker than threshold.
There's definitely a time and a place to run hard, but I think in the past though, we were often running like 3 sessions a week, and all of them were hard.
Yeah, and these guys are doing that. These guys are doing that and breaking Australian records.
Yeah, I still think, like, if you look at actually, I feel like even MTC, like if you actually dig into their 8 by K session, their paces aren't as fast as you think.
They're on the tan. They're running 240s, 240s.
Not even that. A lot of weeks. Like I had a look, and they're running like low. They're running maybe low to mid 250s, which for them is closer to threshold.
So you're calling their 8 by K thresholds?
It's getting closer. Like if you go and have a look into Jack and Brett, like occasionally they might run into the 240s, but I reckon most of it's in that 250 to 255 range, which that's closer to half marathon pace.
Yeah, but on the effort for the day, it's probably closer to their 10K effort.
Yeah, but
Do you
it's
know
still
what I mean?
not
For that.
but it's still not super. It's not balls out
Yeah, they're
for
doing
those guys.
235s. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm just like, hey, I got 20 minutes. How can I rinse myself? That's my philosophy on well, not rinse myself, but like, how can I, get some turnover,
But
get to work on time?
I'm just saying, there's going to be people that think that, that's terrible for you, that you're running hard. It's not. It's not terrible for you. It's good. I like it.
It's good to feel it. Nothing better than being at work a couple of hours later, knowing that you've ran hard that morning. And it's just that time too, isn't it? Like if you want to do the threshold work, you need to allocate. I need to get a treadmill or something if I wanted to do that. Saturday morning, I was a bit hungover, like not horrendously, but the run did me good. Did the Saturday loop, which is 70 minutes, but I think it took me 71 minutes, 4:39 pace, then 30 minutes in the afternoon. Then Sunday, we had this pub-to-pub run, which I was describing last week. Get dropped out at the Barmah pub, and then you run into the Border Inn pub, which is in Moama, 24K, point to point. Had James Telford in town. He's the physio I was talking about before. He's got about 5 clinics, I think he was saying. One of our coaches that run to PB as well, great fella. So me and him were off the front, and then about 7K in, we had these 2 fellas like pull us in, Tom and Jeremy. They came from Deniliquin. You guys know where Denny is? Have I ever spoken about Denny before?
Don't have Denny Ute Muster?
Denny Ute Muster, yeah. You got it. It's about an hour like further north from Moama, so like even more remote. So they came down because they were, runners from Denny and wanted to come down and do this group run, which was cool. So then we got talking to them and got talking to Jeremy there, and I'm like, oh, you got any races coming up? He's like, no, I've just started running. And I'm like, so like, what's the longest run you've ever done? He's like, oh, this will be it today. And I'm like, I love this, that he's like found himself in the middle of the Barmah Forest doing a point-to-point run. And he went pretty quiet for the last 5 or 6K, but he hung on for a half marathon PB, 24K PB, probably a 10K PB. Beautiful run, like point-to-point, this dirt road the whole way. Something about a point-to-point long run too, knowing that you're running towards something.
You'll love what Moose just had to say. It's okay to run hard.
Yeah, this guy went hard. We got to the border in and he was like bent over on one of the chairs there, just getting deep breaths. So
he's going to be a bit mentally tougher after that.
Yeah.
All these double threshold pussies don't know what it's like to hurt.
I do love when you see someone who's just jumped in the deep end and they survive. I'm like, there's some good mental traits about this guy that he's been able to survive that. So yeah, that was really good. We were just talking rubbish the whole time. And then I think we got back in an hour 45 and then I just jogged like 15 minutes back to home. So it was like 2 hours at 4:26 pace, week of 153K. Building nicely, stringing some nice training together now. Just a few more weeks of consistency. Find myself a race. I might do the relays for the XCR season at Calder Park this year. I think is it 5 or 6K? So that's like Bendigo side of Melbourne. So I can probably get there in, probably 2 hours. So that's if they need me. We're looking pretty strong, the Bendigo Bats. So yeah, we'll see.
Where are you sitting on the ladder?
I reckon we'd be second.
Really?
I think we've come second twice.
Sandringham got heaps though, don't they?
Sandringham, they won. They would be clear on top on the ladder.
Yeah.
But you know what the back end of the season's like when there's a half marathon and a 15K, 10K cross country. I don't know.
Who do you reckon the people's team is this year? Western, they already won one. You guys won one. Sandringham's like money town over there.
I don't think they like it when you say that.
Nah, I mean Sandringham. It's like a wealthy area, right? Sandringham?
I don't know the areas of Melbourne that well.
It's like Melbourne Demons.
Oh, is
and
it?
You're like part of Collingwood Football Club. So like no one calls you the money club.
They bring the cheese boards and stuff to the XCR races, do they?
I reckon that could be it. That could be the vibe there.
Couple of glasses of red wine and a cheese board.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. It'd be good to see who would you say is the rough club? Like got a bit of a chip on their shoulder, underdogs.
I mean, you got to say Western. They've always been, it's them and Geelong, real hard nuts. Ballarat, all rough nuts down there. Bendigo, I'd say you guys have some vibe.
Success.
Yeah, you guys have won too much.
Who's going all right? Vic Cross Country.
Vic Cross Country Club.
Yeah, they've been paying some memberships.
Have they?
Oh,
They're
yeah.
in fifth after 2 rounds. I'm not sure how they went on the weekend.
They've been paying some memberships. I heard there's a bit of long run chat this week about that. Paying
Really?
a few Geelong juniors, throwing some cash to get them away from Geelong.
I love that. It should be more professionalised where like people
Love
get money.
that.
I just love that like people getting paid to do XCR.
Yeah, I know. It is pretty cool.
Like
It is pretty cool. I don't mind it at all either. It may be
as someone who's run 20 years and never received $1, Croaks, I'm just happy that someone's receiving some kind of money. And if it's a junior from Geelong, good on him.
Croaks can't say anything. He's been taking money.
He's received more money to run XCR than I have.
Yeah, I might be down for an XCR race this season if club's wanting a 31-minute guy.
Imagine seeing Croaks Vic cross country. They'll pay for you too. They got all the rich boundary umpires and stuff in there.
They actually will pay for you, Croaks.
Yeah.
Don't do it though.
Get him on a 3-race deal. Albert Park, Ballarat half marathon, and then Burnley 15K.
You want a better kit than that red one. I don't like that. I'm not
Croaks
a big fan of
he'd look good in anything though.
He doesn't care as long as it's free. We learnt that pretty quick.
All right, let's thank some Patreon supporters, boys. Who you got for us, Croaks?
Well, I'm going over to the US this week, thanking Will Simmons from Baltimore. His Strava bio says he's just out here to collect shoes and regret my life choices. He's run 17:38 at this year's St. Patrick's Day 5K, 40 flat at last year's Pikes Peak 10K, and 2:58 at last year's Harrisburg Marathon, which is in Pennsylvania for those wondering at home. Thanks for your support, Will, and let us know how you stumbled across our podcast. We don't have that many Patreon supporters from the US, I don't reckon.
We say this every time we have a US Patreon supporter, and they never write in. It's just a mystery. I do feel the Patreon page is like, we're happy to support you, but we don't want too much back and forth with a lot of our members. But we do appreciate you guys there. Thank you, Will, for your support. Who are you thanking, Moose?
Oh, yeah. I have Samuel Rose. So from Brisbane. According to Strava, he's run 15:51 at the Wynnum Park Run, 33:56 for 10K, 76 minutes at the 2023 Noosa Half, and 2:38 at the 2024 Gold Coast Marathon. I think he runs for the Tenerife Trotters and is a senior associate property and hospitality division at Mullins Law Firm. Smart people.
Strong name for a running club, Tenerife Trotters.
Yeah, is that Tenerife? Isn't it like some like exotic like destination, like holiday destination? Tenerife.
Yeah, I've been there. Off the
You've been there?
Off Africa.
You've been there.
Canary Islands.
The guy from Moama has been to Tenerife.
I'm very well travelled, Moose.
Spanish island in the Atlantic Ocean.
I went there. I did a podcast with you two boys from there. It was after Berlin.
Which one?
Oh, I think it was after the Tell Me Your Tales one, the first one.
The first one, yeah, okay. We were all spread around. I reckon I was in Italy maybe at that time.
Yeah.
Croaks.
Yeah.
I was in Spain.
I've never seen so many people on mobility like vehicles.
Oh yeah.
In Australia, like you're elderly or you might have a disability or something. It's just like if you're a little bit overweight, you just have one of those in Tenerife.
How good.
That's terrible. It is not good at all.
It's not good. I know it's not
like
good.
you're looking around like, why have we got all these like mobility scooters just parked near the swimming pool? People just drive them to their sunbed and then get back on them to go to the buffet. I'm going to thank Oliver Kale. Strava's locked down, but we found some results. Hopefully they are his. 19:30 at the Albert Park Run, 39:59. Oh, well, that's way better than his 5K, if that's true. Last year's 2XU Wellness 10K, 92 minutes at this year's Ballarat Half Marathon, and 3:30 at last year's Gold Coast Marathon. We think he might be a triathlete with a 70.3 best time of 5 hours and 5 minutes. Thank you, Oliver, for your support. Well done on those PBs. I'm saying the 10K is the best one. Rough weather at Ballarat, though, so go to a faster day. Yeah. And thank you to all our Patreon supporters for the support of the Inside Running podcast. If you like what we do on this show, you can support us at patreon.com/Inside Running podcast. You get the show early on a Monday night, get it uncut, get bonus content. You get a few little discounts as well through the running company, Moose.
Yeah.
Remind me that. 15? 10?
10% off
Percent?
for patrons. 10%. Yeah, 10%. And it's
just
a pretty good deal.
Membership.
That's exactly right. Like you buy a $300 shoe, that's $30 off. Plus you can get your nutrition there. You got Precision, We got a main. The
I
spot.
saw that little video you did at Canberra during the week.
Oh yeah,
the little tour. That was nice.
We I did that ages ago, actually. If you couldn't notice, maybe I was a bit more tanned than now. The video
just posting it now. You got a bit of content banked.
Yeah, we had someone come up and shoot it. You know, the kings of media, north south, come up and shot some videos. Don't they do a good job? They do a great job. Are they like the best execution of running media that you've ever seen? Remember when they were doing those, like the ones that you commentated, Croaks? And then I did a bit of it for Ballarat as well. That was the breakout, wasn't it? Yeah, that's when they first noticed him.
Yeah. I think Canberra was their first attempt at it.
Yeah. Then they did Ballarat. Then did they stop? They've got they do a lot. They do they're big in the photos. Yeah, there's another arm to the company. I think they've changed the name of it, but yeah, they're at every race now. Yeah. Every race. Yeah, Fletch is a good fella. They do like side quests and go and make sick videos as well. Oh, they know what they're doing. Running news. This week's running news is brought to you by Precision Fuel and Hydration. Rabat Diamond League, Croaks, kick things off.
Yeah, so this happened earlier this morning, our time. So had an Aussie in action and he ran quite well. So in the women's 800, Werro got the win, 156.56. She basically, when the pacemaker pulled out with 300 to go, she had like a 5 meter gap and they just couldn't run it down. Daguma was second, 157.24, and Adira was third in 157.27. Sarah Billings finished seventh in a PB of 157.61, which moves her to number 2 on the Aussie all-time list and is now less than half a second behind Jess Hull's national record. She had a dream run. Like, she was maybe second last at the bell, but right on the rail, and she just hugged the rail the whole way around. And even in the home straight, it just sort of opened up. It just opened up for her. And then she was right behind a pack of 5 athletes. So it was obviously Werro who sort of had a clear lead, but then 5 of them crossed the line pretty much together, and then Billings was like just right on the back of that pack. So really wasn't far behind second. Great run. Probably books her Commonwealth Games spot, I reckon, with that run.
She's having a great season, isn't she? And she's been around for what feels like forever, but really come on the last couple of years.
Yeah. Believe in her, although it didn't pay off for her last week, she was obviously feeling good, super aggressive in that 1,500 metres where she was the only one that went, with the whoever won the 1,500 last week.
Abby Caldwell.
Yeah, so who was in front though? Who did they run down? Was it Halem?
Yeah. Halem, yeah. Which she had to do, I feel, because it was like her last swing at getting on the Commonwealth Games team, and she had to run a blinder almost and be the first Aussie home to have her name in the hat.
Yeah, so she was the only one that went with her and obviously got run down. But 800 form is really good. So that was the women's 800. Men's 800 was very similar in that Max Bergen went with the pacemaker down the back straight. He had like a 10-meter lead on the rest of the pack, and they just couldn't run him down. He was super strong. He got the win in 142.98, beat Wanyonyi 143.56, and Mula was third, 143.73. Men's 1,500, Nuguse got the win there, 330.35, which was a meet record. Nader was second, 330.43. Habs third, 330.68. They were like 55, 58. Elliot Giles, sort of everyone bunched up behind him, and then Nuguse went to the front with 600 to go, wound it up, had like a little lead at the bell, and just held it all the way to the finish line. In the women's, Halu got the win there, 358.25. She went past the pacemaker after 700 metres and just controlled the race. Never looked like losing. Beat Kaleu, a young Ethiopian, 359.28. And Guillemot was third, 359.6. And last event for the Diamond League was the men's steeple. El Bakkali got the win there, 757.25, world leading time. And Rupert from Germany finished second, 757.8, which was an area record. Koech third in 759.
No safer bet than El Bakkali winning the Rabat Diamond League every year.
Yeah, and it
He
also
gets up for it.
yeah, and so I guess this was I saw some media stuff about him going head to head with like Geordie Beamish because the last time they met, Beamish beat him at the World Championships. But it just goes to show that these top guys, if they make it fast, someone like Geordie Beamish isn't beating it like an El Bakkali.
Where did he finish? How far down?
He was eight. He ran like 8:16. He finished. Let me tell you.
19 seconds back.
Yeah, he was.
That's why championship running though. That's why we love it.
Yeah, he was 13th.
Okay. Season opener though, wasn't it? Rustbuster.
Yeah. But it just goes, as you said though, that's the difference between championship racing. You like El Bakkali lets other people into the race by not making it fast.
Yeah. That's good. Good recap there. Launceston Running Festival happened yesterday. They do a great job with this stream every year. I feel like, is it Duff TV? Need to give them a shout out.
Oh, it used to be for sure.
Yeah, it was again this year.
Yeah.
I replayed a bit of it today. It's just, you know what you're getting every time you turn on one of their streams down there, which they do a pretty good job of.
I was thinking the same thing. Like we're very harsh on streams and commentators and coverage, and we should be equally as complimentary when we see a good one. And that was a good one, and the commentary was good, well informed, and covered all the right things. I felt like that is top tier, probably the best in the country for streams.
Yeah, and their motorbikes are good. Like, they flick into Georgia Grgec at one stage, and you're like, all right, they got a camera on the second female in this 10K race, which is pretty cool that they must have 3 or 4 motorbikes out there for each race, which was really good. The first race that did happen was the half marathon, earlier start. Conditions looked pretty good. They had Adam Goddard and James Hansen as pacemakers. So, pretty good pacemakers there. 2 well-established men that can run fast on the road. This loaded field with, Haftu, Brett. There was that Ethan Shawley, the American guy that now lives in Japan that had a really good run to Osaka. Some loaded Japanese guys, including last year's winner. So I'd say this was the deepest field across the board. What happened? They kind of went pretty quick. Goddard went to 6K. They went through 6K in about 17:41. I got just from watching the stream. And then, at 11K, the pack dropped to 3. It was just Haftu, Robbo, and that Ethan Shuley, who was really struggling at that stage, and he ended up falling off massively. But Haftu, once he went to the front after Jimmy Hansen pulled out, he led then every single step of the way. Brett did the best job being able to stay with him. Going to say he dropped off at maybe 16.5K. It's always hard watching the stream. You're trying to look for the K markers in the background when all these moves are happening. But Haftu Strintzos looked amazing. Every step of that last 10, 12K when the paces dropped, he looked absolutely phenomenal. He won and broke the course record and also ran the fastest Australian time on Australian soil to run 60:41. Brett Robinson held on for second, 61:21. And Jinya Ozaki, the Japanese runner, was third in 61:27. But boys, have to. We know he's got this. It's just that conversion to the marathon where there's a few question marks. But he's got to be our most talented road runner, doesn't he?
You mean like the most promising road runner? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
What do you mean talented? How are you defining talent?
Just the way he moves, his background, even the stuff he was doing in NCAAs years ago. He can be a 205 guy.
You mean our best? Is that what you're saying?
I just think...
I think he's got the potential to be our best. The issue he's had up until now is he's not very consistent. And it's not just like you were saying before, Brady, that he hasn't really converted to the marathon. But there's been periods of time where he's not even running well over 10K on the road or half marathon on the
Vic
road.
5K champs a couple of years ago? Matt Buckle dusted him up.
So it's there, but it's now becoming doing it on a regular basis, not just as a one-off. And then, all right, because this is what happens. We get really excited about Haftu. It's this guy is going to run something super quick. And then in 3 months' time, you're reading out some result and you're like, why is Haftu running that time when you should be running like way faster?
So I guess I'm trying to say, is Haftu's best the best we've got?
I think it could be.
Well, yeah, it could be, but we haven't seen it yet.
Saying he's got to the best yet, but
okay.
So like you're looking at an Andy 206, amazing. Like is he getting really close to his ceiling with a 206? But does have to have a 204 or a 205 ceiling that we never see? I don't know. Like he's still running 50 seconds. It's Tassie though. Like people go, oh yeah, but Jack Rayner's ran under 60 minutes a couple of weeks ago, and you're like, yeah, but you don't traditionally see this in Australia or in Tassie.
And you got to think that he could run a hell of a lot faster given, like, what was he solo for how many kilometres?
Oh, well, he wasn't. They had Brett probably until 16, 17K, but he was off the front once the paces dropped it. I don't know exactly when Jimmy Hansen dropped because I think they'd maybe cut away, but it must have been around 10K maybe.
You'd have to think that if he's in one of those races where there's just massive packs at that pace, he could run faster.
We've said that. We say that a lot though, and then it just doesn't happen. Like,
he had a good one at Murragami. Did he finish just behind Andy when he ran his PB?
So this was not his PB.
Well, if it wasn't, it was very close to it. I know he's been under 61 before.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. Like we know it's there. Rumours are that he's going to run Gold Coast in 5 weeks yesterday. So if he's going to be at Gold Coast and he's running a 60-40 half marathon 5 weeks out, some pretty good signs there.
60-36 is his PB.
Murragami.
Yep.
The women's race, Izzi Batt-Doyle got the win. She also ran the fastest time from a female in Australia, on Australian soil.
Yeah. So Haftu's was an all-comers record. So no one has run faster for a half marathon than Haftu, whereas Izzi's was the fastest by an Australian in Australia.
Okay.
Because remember Kira D'Amato?
Yeah.
66 or whatever.
Yep. So that year when it was like Lisa Waitman, Sinead and Ali finishing together at Sunshine Coast, was that 68-50-ish? Were they very close to this time as well?
Yep. 68-52 maybe for Lisa.
Okay. So Izzy's taken a few seconds off that. She won easy, 68-46. Had Riley Cox, her fiancé, pacing her. Big pack of like, it was a random pack, this one, fellas, because you had like the usual suspects like Sam Hopper and Nick Earl in there. Then you had Brockman in there, Pete Dutton, who's a legend of like the Victorian running scene. It was like the who's who. And every time you just saw Riley looking around like, get out of my fiance's way. We're here to win cash, bulk cash. We want course records. Do not annoy her. That's the look I was kind of getting. 68-46. Jen Gregson second, 71-10. Which someone find me, what did Jen Gregson run at Ballarat half marathon? Because I thought Jen may have went it. Yeah, and that was a rough day. Like it was almost run of the day when she ran that at Ballarat. And knowing that, like Izzy and I ran Boston Marathon in pretty much the same time. She got me by a couple of seconds. And I know how my body feels 6 weeks after. I feel like I'm just starting to get fit now. I was thinking, oh yeah, Jen might have the upper hand on Izzy here because she's not quite ready to go yet. But a significant gap there.
70-49.
Yeah. Yes, that was a really good time at Ballarat weather. And then Yumi Yoshikawa was third, 72.03. So this race is like an elite status World Athletics race. So they need to have a number of elite athletes into the event. So Brett Lana from Japan Running News, they had a little preview at the start where he went through like the Japanese elites that are here. And he also manages that Ethan Shawley, who is, he's based in Japan.
Does that mean that Lonnie have to pay for all of those athletes to come out to keep their status?
Yeah, I'd assume so.
That'd get expensive, wouldn't it?
It would, yeah. Yep. So I wonder, like, they're very big on using that in their marketing that we have this status, but I wonder if it actually increases entries.
It's good for the sport.
You know what I think it's good for? Like having links to like government funding and things like that.
You reckon?
Yep, I do.
You'd know. You own a race. We don't own races, do we, Crux?
No.
Yeah. The more
this man knows how to get funding.
Funding's very hard to get. But when you got a status like an elite World Athletics elite race, then it means you could probably apply for some kind of government stuff, I assume. You'd have to look at their sponsor list. That would give you a bit of an indication. So great run there from Izzi. Are we on to the 10Ks? Any comments there, boys? Happy to go to 10Ks?
Yep.
Ed Marks, to tell me which is run of the day. Like, this was him, Sam Clifford, Jack Rayner, big pack through the first couple of Ks together. And then maybe not even the first couple of Ks, maybe like 1.1 K in. It was like Ed looked at his watch and just thought, nah, not today, fellas, and just went to the front. And like, you expected Jack to sit there, and he probably didn't last too long. Like, he got dropped maybe 3K in.
4K.
And was it 2K?
4K in.
4K in, yeah. And Sam Clifford, yeah, was earlier than that. And Sam did end up picking up Jack towards the end, but Ed Marks ran away with it to run 27.57. Your boy Croaks. If you bought Ed Marks stock when Croaks interviewed him a couple of maybe nearly a year ago, well done. You've held strong there. Sam Clifford second, 29.14. And something's got to be up, even with Sam Clifford and Jack Rayner, 29.25.
Yeah.
Like, I ran 29.25 at this event. And I'm nowhere near as good as Jack or look as good. Like,
Jack didn't look good running. That's what I thought. Even
he
at
was
the start,
straining, wasn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, it was a laboured gait. I felt kind of looked like he was like sideways when he was running.
He did put on his Strava, like, didn't feel good from the start. So like, and this is like his half marathon pace early on.
Yeah, he's run he's run 27 flat or 27.01 or something. So like, this is way off for him. And he normally eats the roads up, like nearly unbeatable on the road.
Yeah, and geez, he looks good. Like, when he looks at, like, obviously he's a stylish guy. Like, he's got all the stamp tattoos. He's wearing this like little cute little necklacey thing now, and he's got the long hair and the sunnies, and that new Nike kit looks pretty good. My only thing I reckon with that new Nike kit is you need to wear the splitties, not the half tights. You agree with me? I reckon the splitties match the singlet better. It's just that blue doesn't match, I feel. But anyway, that's a conversation for another day.
Did you say he had a cute little necklace?
Yeah, check out his little cute necklace he had on. Google him. Google it while I'm talking. But like, so when you're winning and looking like that, it's a good thing. But when you're getting 2 minutes put into you and you're coming in third and you're looking shocking, the swag just starts dropping real quick too. So, but hopefully
it drips off you by the end.
The drip doesn't look too good when you're coming in 15th.
Hey, Moose, last week you were quite critical when I referred to Ed Marks as being a bit of a star.
Oh,
is he closer to being a star now? So this broke Stewie's course record.
So he is there's no doubts on his running ability. I've said that he's a phenomenal, we'll call him a phenomenal talent because Brady loves the word talent. He's a phenomenal runner. Is he a star yet? He's not quite getting the Liam Adams underdog, I wear my club singlet and still smash everyone that's got sponsors. He doesn't tell the story well enough to hit that star status. Someone needs to tell his story better than he does because he's not the kind of bloke to build himself into a star.
Croaks is the man.
Yeah.
Can you interview him for this weekend, Croaks?
Yeah.
We'll talk about it off air. See if you can land him for this one. I know we've got to do some sponsored content for this weekend, and they want us to do like a re-release, but I'm like, let's just get an updated Ed Marks one. Otherwise, we just re-release his previous episodes.
No, so let's get him on, Croaks. Get him on. I know you do fuck all during the day. You can call Ed, who's a uni student. You know, you're both probably doing next to nothing, watching Netflix, whatever uni students do.
Two blokes just need to pause Netflix on a Wednesday. Yes, we'll see what we can do there, listeners. But yeah, great run from Ed. So Jack's 5 weeks out from Gold Coast as well, and he's off to Kenya for a couple of weeks. And we know what 2 weeks in Kenya can do for people because we've got a good friend, Chriso from Norway, who's done it a few times, and it doesn't end well, the 2 weeks in Kenya.
Yeah, so, I actually ran into Jack down at Creation Road and chatted to him. He's pumped for Kenya. Like, I think it's really good. You don't see a lot of the the MTC guys take off by themselves like this. Like normally it's like a group camp here, group. We all sort of go around and the group is the strength. Like that's one of the big advantages of being within that group. So him heading over, sort of different.
The problem is, though, Moose, I don't think Kenya's a place you want to go to if you're cooked. And I'm not sure what happened on the weekend, but if that's a sign of, he's in heavy marathon training now, if he's somewhat cooked already, I don't know if Kenya's going to uncook you.
Well, look at his mileage. I think this is the most mileage he's ever put together because it's a guy who hasn't been able to handle mileage in the past. It breaks down. And you look at his Strava and he's getting close to 200. So maybe he's just a bit tired. And yeah, to Croaks' point, is Kenya the place to go for 2 weeks when you're tired?
Get a Jack Rayner interview, Croaks. I reckon that would go double.
Come on, Croaks. Do Ed Marks Tuesday, Jack Rayner Wednesday.
I'd love to hear from Jack Rayner, actually, before he goes to Kenya. Maybe after. I reckon it'd be a good story.
Yeah, the Kenyan experience. The women's. Now, I reckon this has got vouchers for run of the day as well. Caitlin Scott, previously Caitlin Adams, recently married, 31-38. And when I saw her cross the line in 31-38, you know what I thought, Moose?
No.
Sinead and Elliot Doha. Were they like 31-18, 31-20s?
Yeah. Yes.
Not too many people are quicker than 31-38.
Do you know what I thought, Brady?
How good does that Asics kit look?
She's one to watch.
Oh, mate, I told you this 3 years ago.
What do you mean?
Can celebrate.
From the very beginning. You know that.
I said this from the beginning.
No. Go back. I had her at the very beginning.
Yeah. It was impressive. It was a big step up from, I reckon, what she's done in any other distance, like any other race, really.
Where's it rank her? Have to be up there.
Yeah, because just let me look at her other PB. So 3K 8:55, 5K 15:24, 10,000 meters is on the track 33:18, 10K road before this. That's been updated already. So half marathon 70:26 and 2:30 for the marathon.
It's a good run. George Grgec was in second, 32:15. Ruby Smee, the local down there, 32:45. And then any more comments on Lonnie before we move on?
Good event.
Good event.
Gets the real class to come out, the domestic class. I love it.
Well, big money. Was it $6,000 or $8,000?
I think it's $8,000. Plus, there's all those bonuses as well. So, Haftu would have got a bonus for an all-comers record as well, which would have been a decent amount.
Yeah, good. Other bit of news for me was round 3 XCR. Logan Janetsky got the win. He beat Andy Buchanan on his home cross-country course by 13 seconds. Will Lovett was third. I saw the result before I watched the little promo video they did, and Andy stormed out at the start, dropped Logan, and then Logan pulled him in and went away from him.
When?
Yeah.
When did he catch him back up?
Oh, there was just footage of, probably halfway through the second lap, there was footage of him clear. So it must have happened between, because they don't have a video, of course, on him for the whole cross country. But yeah, in between lap 1 and then halfway through lap 2. So I guess the 4 and the 6K mark.
That's a massive win. Logan Janetsky, that's his best performance of all time.
Yeah. Good kid too. Yeah. Pretty friendly kid. Yeah. That's about to beat Andy like that too, when he put the whole field away in the first lap and everyone goes, oh, well, he's the king of cross country. He's the Australian record holder over the marathon. We're not going to see him again today. We're racing for second. And then to pull him in and then go past him and put 13 seconds into him.
Yeah. How far back was third?
I don't have those results in front of me. Let me check. But that will put a bit of fire in Andy's belly, I'm sure. A lot of fire.
Yeah, you'd think so. Home course, like you said.
Home course. Third was 25-25, so nearly 20 seconds back from Andy. So in the men's, Sandringham beat the Bendigo Bats by 12 points. In the women's, Georgia Hansen, she won. She beat Catherine Dowie by 14 seconds. And Amy Cashin, our steeplechase representative, was third. And then I think she's back in Melbourne permanently now. So see a bit more of her around the XCR scene. Sandringham beat Box Hill by 19 points in the point standings there. Croaks, over to you. Moose, take us to Germany.
Yeah, well, this is a funny meet. I watched this today. Cam Myers racing 800 over there. I like for Cam to come from the US to Germany, I know he does spend a bit of time in Germany, but it was not the biggest meet that I've seen. It was kind of like old school. The crowd was pushed into lane 3, like old school Zatapex do or did. I'm not sure what they kind of do now, but this was like really grassroots type of track meet. The 800 was the highlight here, especially because we were seeing Cam Myers come off an extended period of training at altitude. He'd come down. He was in the very back of the pack for the first lap, sorry. So he sat behind everybody and he just seemed to cruise and watch what was going on, very measured. And then about 450 to go, he moved around and then found himself in the front at about probably 250 to go. And then he just strode away, as Cam Myers does, looking non too sweaty about it. So it was very, very controlled, very happy when he crossed, like did the dip, was pumped.
He was happy, wasn't he?
Was pumped
he was
to see the
excited.
time. Yeah. I love that. A little bit of passion at the end. And I think that can happen when you've like put in a massive block of training and you've invested a lot in just training, and then your first race out and it all kind of comes to fruition. And there's probably a lot more meaning to this race for him, or the time that he's run, for the rest of his career, to have the, like, for the range, for a lot of people question, oh, is he fast enough to run 326, 327? We haven't seen him run an 800 that fast, so maybe he doesn't have the leg speed. And he's just come and shown people that he does have the leg speed. 144.05. 144.05. So this is number 3 800 all time. He sits in behind Peter Boll and
Joseph Deng.
So,
which I don't think of Cam Myers with those two. Like, I see those guys as like 400, 600, 800 meter guys, and 15's too far.
And I think that's what's the impressive thing about this is I believe he also negative splitted the race, which generally doesn't happen in an 800, which probably shows there's a bit more there. But like you're saying, there was sort of question marks about, okay, his PB going into this was like 147 and he was running quite well over 1500 then. And so it's like, okay, but that's not fast enough to be like with the top guys in the world. But he's now faster than Josh Kerr. So Josh Kerr ran a PB last weekend running 144.6. So that's over half a second. And Josh Kerr's looking to break the mile world record in a few weeks. So it's I can't wait to see what he does in Stockholm next. I think it's Monday morning our time.
Yeah. So on the same weekend, perhaps even the same day, we got male and female number 3 of all time in the 800s. Jayla Hancock Cameron came second at this event, 202.55. The race was won in 201.74. So she continues her streak of performing and getting her name read out. In the 1500s, Jai Edwards was back. He was over there in Flagstaff too, wasn't he, Croaks?
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
So he runs 334.95 for 6th. The race was won in 333.8. So fairly clustered finish there. And the steeple, Ben Buckingham was 12th in 8:36, which is a fairly big step back from what he ran the week before.
Yeah, in 8:20 something, didn't he, the week before?
So I'm not sure what happened there with Ben. Manchester 10K. This is a road race. Salman Barrega, we've been mentioning his name since we started this podcast. 27:37. He beat Santiago Catrofe, 27:39. And went Jimmy Whelan. He headed over to Manchester. He was 7th in 28:26, which pretty good result. He would have been second down in Launceston. Closer to Ed Marks than he would have been Jack Rayner. In the women's, Clara Lucan ran 30:58 to beat Winey Kalati 31:17. So yeah, that's Manchester.
And last bit of news for me was the 2027 World Championship standards were released during the week. And so I just wanted to get your boys' take on this. So most of the events have got faster. So the men's 1500 now is 330 flat. See, it's sort of like the women's, given we're so good at the middle distance, doesn't look too difficult. It's 157.5 for the 8. Which is just a touch faster than what Billings ran on the weekend. 358 for the women in the 1500. Men's 5K 1250. Women's 5K 1436. Men's 10,000 meters 2648. Women's 10K actually got slower. It went from 3020 to 3040. Marathon 206 flat for the men, 223.20. And so the reason why they've got faster is they're wanting basically 40% of people to qualify through hitting the standard and 60% via the rankings. But a couple of the other shifts are that time qualifiers can only be set at meetings that are at a sea level or above. And races that are held at like Boston University indoor track are ineligible for time qualifiers. So you can still get points based on your time and what level meet it is, but you can't qualify by running the standard there anymore. So the problem I have with this is the point system. It's not just a one-off race. You need to string together 3-4 races over a period of time, and to actually get yourself into these races is really difficult if you don't have the contacts, the right manager, then it's very hard to get in the higher ranking meets to then run fast as well. Because in a way, running fast at a really low level meet, you're not going to get as many points as running a reasonably fast time in a higher ranking meet. So I don't know how I feel about it.
Well, I don't like it. I've never liked the point system from when it first began because of how manipulative it is by World Athletics based on who gets what meet statuses, as well as which athletes are actually competing at the highest meets and how limited it is for athletes. Like the Diamond Leagues are obviously the highest level and give the most points. But look, in an 800, you have 8 people in the race. And then it's 8 people that probably already have a shitload of points because they're the top 8 in the world. And they're just going to continue to eat up the good points in that regard. You're not going to... The rich get richer to a degree with this type of system. And it does make way for a lot of, I think, what you call corruption to a degree as to the back end side of criterias around races and rankings of races and like that whole agents to get, like you mentioned, who gets in what races. It just gets dirtier. Like it's not as like how great is trials, a trial race. It's just so refreshing to me. It's just so like there's no corruption at all. It's like Australia, you work out who you send to your event, and we'll give you a bit of trust in that, and then we go, all right, cool, we're going to do the nationals, like, and then we're going to have a trial race here, and we're going to make sure of it. But this, like, let's use an example of an up and coming runner, like let's say Ed Marks, right? Ed Marks right now is running 27 under 28 on the roads, but he's getting better and better.
He was in the B race though at Sound Running. So remember he went over to the Sound Running 10K in the B race, ran quicker than Brett in the A race.
Yep.
An example of how important the right manager is.
Yeah. So and the B race, that's going to have a lot less points than the A race is. So all of a sudden disadvantage right there. And the up and coming runner is going to have a much harder time to break through. So yeah,
I'm sure there's also a commercial decision behind it in terms of World Athletics trying to make money out of it. Like, you know, you the only way you can qualify by hitting the standard is having having it at a meet that's higher ranked than C. And look, off the top of my head, I don't know what a C level meet is, but I read an article. I think Tim McGrath might have written it with. I think it's Inside Athletics, maybe. That like Box Hill Burn, for example, like you can't come out and run fast there. The time won't count. So you could break the world record at Box Hill Burn,
Yeah,
but
that's bullshit.
because it's not graded above C, you can't actually qualify for the World Championships.
But it's a certified athletics meet. Like Athletics Victoria would certify it. Like they'd have all the timing, all the photo finish, all that kind of stuff. It's obviously a 400-meter track, but because
break the world record, but it still doesn't qualify because it's lower than C level meet.
But it still qualifies you for records. Is it? No, I reckon. Does it qualify for records, but not qualify for these championships?
Yeah, it doesn't qualify for the championships.
But you could break the world record.
And I suppose you'd still get ranking points.
So I just looked up on that post that you shared, like it says down the bottom there that there's a marathon pathway. The top 5 finishers at platinum label marathons during the qualification window automatically qualify, as do winners of gold label marathons held in 2027 up to May 2nd. So that I looked at the platinum marathons. That's kind of like pretty much the world marathon majors. So Sydney. So we could get some people, especially our women, top 5 at Sydney.
Yep.
What was Leanne? Was she 6 or?
Yeah,
she was pretty close to top 5. So it's pretty much all the majors. You got a few in China, Osaka women's marathon. There's not many of them. There's probably 15, 20. Valencia, Shanghai, Chonburi in Thailand, Amsterdam.
It's just, I don't know. It's like you just got to play the game. And like our sport is so cut and like the thing I've always loved about our sport is it's so objective. It's like you run a particular time, you're ranked here. Whereas that's not the case now because there's points allocated to what race you're in. So.
Messy. That was the news brought to you by Precision Fuel and Hydration. Chances are you're gearing up for a race yourself, but how dialed in is your race day nutrition? Precision Fuel and Hydration makes it as simple. With a free online planner, visit precisionhydration.com and get your numbers today. Moose on the loose. Got something, Moose?
Got a couple of things. First, I thought we would shout out a staff member of mine, Ben Stevens. So
so what, we're doing shout-outs on here, are we now, Croaks?
I am, because it's my segment, because I can do what I want to do here.
All right.
When I saw this, I thought he was going to give Ben a hard time.
He better have done something good for getting a shout-out.
It's actually a pretty good story. So I think it might have been Friday. I wasn't there on Friday. I had a day off. Went on a date with my wife, actually. Surfing date. But this isn't the story. So later on, Jimmy sends in this message. He said, some bloke, what do you call him, a cracky? Some cracky come in, stole some stuff. You're going to need to see the footage from the cameras we got in the store. I'm like, oh, fuck. Losing stock's never good. Like, it's just money. Someone's just stolen your money here. And then later on, I was speaking to Ben the next day. He's working in the Geelong store. In the Torquay store, I was working with him. And I was talking about what happened. He goes, I saw this guy walk in and he had a mask up over his face and he had a hood on and he had a bag with him. And he walked past Josh, who went to greet him to say, hey, how can we help you? And then Ben saw him and said, hey, this guy's going to steal stuff. And the guys looked over to the staff and said, if you stop me, I'll hurt you. And like, this is a fairly menacing dude. Like, you can't see his face. He's got sunglasses, full mask up, the hood on, like, looks like a full fucking bandit criminal. Staff, like, one of the staff's real upset. Like, this guy sat down. Ben's filmed him basically sitting there filling his bag with all of our stock, just like on the shop floor as we have customers 2 meters away. And like, very composed, Ben starts to grab the expensive stuff off the shelves near this guy. So like, he's not physically like stopping him from taking stuff, but he grabs all the expensive stuff like the watches and the headlamps and everything and pulls them away. Then this guy takes off. Ben walks after him, follows him down the street, filming him on the phone to the police. The guy catches an Uber. Like, he's got an Uber called, ready, waiting around the corner. So he jumps into it. Other guys driving past in their car see what's going on. Ben jumps in their car, follows this guy back to his house, calls the cops. Cops catch him. We get our shit back. And I'm like, that is... Bree was like, oh, you shouldn't be like telling our staff that to do that if someone comes in. I'm like, I'm not. And like, formally, on paper, our staff should just let someone take what they want. Don't interrupt them. They could be real dangerous. Secretly, I'm like, fuck yeah, Ben. Good job.
Yeah,
Love
that's worth
that.
a shout out, Croaks. Hold on, Ben.
I want to know, how did the boss reward him?
Oh, with this shout out.
Oh, wow.
No, I did say, like,
and you reckon I'm tight?
I said to Bree, I'm like, we got to get him a gift. And then Bree said, yeah, we can't be championing this type of risky behaviour. You're right. I'm like, yeah, you're right. We can't afford it anyway, Bree. This is a pretty good gift. This bloke, his mates will message him. Girls will think that he's the biggest stud in the world. That's big.
Pretty impressive.
This is a big move for Ben's life, I reckon. Yeah.
So they charge the bloke, or just say, hey, give it back and we'll just let this one go?
No, they'll charge him. I got a request for evidence today, from my cameras, which I accidentally fucking deleted the footage. So I've cooked that. But I mean...
Also highlights the other bloke wasn't real bright.
Nah, mate, these guys aren't the smartest tools. I've spoke to a cop already, sent the photos, and he's like, oh, yeah, I know that guy.
Yeah, they know exactly who he is.
Yeah. And he got caught, which is awesome, because you don't hear him getting caught very often. So the other one, Croaks, this one, shout out to you here, because I was listening on this podcast. You call it the experts panel or something, the Q&A, where you guys are
mailbag.
Just the main mailbag.
Mailbag.
The main mailbag, yes, Patreon series. It's questions come in from Patreon, and these two fucking geniuses answer it. So I'm not sure what this question was. What was this question, Brady? The one that fired me up?
Oh, it was something about how do you fit in your training as parents or something like that?
Something like
is
that.
Is that it? Something like that?
Yeah.
And I'm listening along, and Croak's very good of him. He acknowledges. He goes, "Look, I've made running my life. I know everyone hasn't done that." I'm like, "Yep, good on you, Croaks. You realize you're a bit different." And then he says this, Brady. This is burned in my memory. He goes, "But there's something wrong if you can't have 11 to 12 hours a week for yourself for your running."
I said 1 hour. I said 1 hour a day.
No, you didn't. You said 11.
I said 1 hour a day.
I reckon you go back, you find 11
No,
to 12.
I asked Brady what's a big week for him. I said, 11, 12 hours. And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, surely most people can find 1 hour a day.
There's something wrong if you can't.
And can we just go 10 years ago, you're listening to it going, yeah, shit, yeah. Just because you've been in the trenches for the last 24 hours, you're now siding with all of the single parents out there that don't have an hour a day. Which, yes, there are people like that. But I'd like to think that most people that listen to our podcast, they've got an hour. They like running.
Why would you like to think that they were lucky enough to have an hour a day? Why would you like to think that? Just because they listen to our podcast, that all of a sudden an hour magically fucking pops up on their day?
What, you reckon non-runners listen to us?
I'm not saying non-runners. I'm saying runners that don't have an hour a day.
So they must run.
Yeah, well, my wife listens to Croaks and she can't find an hour a day to run.
That's because you're too selfish, Brady.
And
you don't let her run.
She wasn't happy when she heard you saying that they should
find... so she doesn't have an hour a day, but you have 12 hours a week.
Because you're supporting me.
So maybe you should give up some of your hours.
Let me just throw this one out there, Croaks. Just let me throw a situation that would happen. I'm going to give my parents as an example, right? So I remember it clearly. Old man has to be at work at 7 and he's driving probably an hour a day. So he's up and he's in the car at 6, maybe 6:15. Then he's working all day, probably till I think knockoff was around 5. Gets home 5:45, 6. At this time, like my mum, if she wanted to, she was looking after 2 kids the whole time. So he gets home at 5:36, has dinner, like rah. Maybe it's time for her to get out then for her run, and then he has to look after us at home. Where's his at least hour a day come from during a weekday? Like this is a tradesman. We have a lot of tradies that listen, and I know that some of them do wake up at like 4 a.m. to run. But the point that got me was you saying there's something wrong if you don't. Like, and I don't think there's something wrong if you can't find an hour a day, because that's very difficult for some people.
Okay, maybe I shouldn't have used those words.
Yeah.
But the question was, how do we do it? And for me, it's simple. I've made it a priority for me. So, yeah,
I respect that, and I look at that and go, shit, you're in a very privileged position to say that.
Croaks does it without running before 9 a.m. every day.
I respect the game. I know he's got there. He's
got there.
Do you know what? That's like It's like asking a billionaire going, "Oh, what are some tips on how to save for my fucking deposit on my first house?" And they're like, "Save money."
I started off, and as you've acknowledged, and I should have basically just stopped at that point. I can't answer this question because I'm in a much different position.
I've clocked it
to most people out there.
Yeah. That's why you shouldn't have judged someone who isn't in your position.
By saying something's wrong.
But I guess
like that time he said he was disappointed in Jess Hull. Just pick your words better.
The wording wasn't ideal, but I've also seen a lot of people that I've coached in the past that have there's people out there that like the idea of running and competing and that sort of thing, but they do sometimes find excuses not to go out and train.
Like they're tired?
Yeah, but that's life though, Croaks.
But then it's like
I don't think you can sit there and be like, oh, this person's not taking it serious because they had to skip a run because you prioritise and you've got your life set up where it's might be a bit easier to fit in your runs.
Yeah, and look, there's a trade-off. It's like not everybody can run like you, Brady, because they don't have the time to do it. And so that's just like don't
put me in the same boat here. I'm grinding in the dark.
This came up on our long run. So I floated this on the long run. I'm like, do you boys? Actually, it was multiple. It wasn't just boys. I'm like, do you guys listen to that pod, the Patreon one? And they're like, a few people said, yeah, I listened to it. I said, what do you reckon about when Croaks said there's something wrong if you can't find his time? They're like, oh yeah, I did listen to that. I did hear that. And then like the uber neutral. The guy who won't say anything bad, Brett Coleman's like, oh yeah, but then you see Brady gets out early. Like Brady, I'm like, yeah. I'm not saying Brady
works 2 days. Brady works 2 days a week.
I did say that too. I did say on.
Sorry. I teach 2 days a week.
I don't do any other work than Brady. Is that what you're saying?
I'm very busy on my other 3 days. Going to school on Thursday and Friday is my easiest days of the week. Yeah. I've got stuff going on the back burner that some stuff you hear about, other stuff you don't. But check the times that I run on Strava.
I have stuff as well. You guys know I have other stuff.
I don't know how much.
I've never heard of your other stuff. I mean, sitting out by the pool, that could be other stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway,
look, I acknowledge that I'm in a very privileged position that a lot of people don't like. And look, I ran 2:17 when I was working full time. I was a full-time teacher when I did that.
The point is we shouldn't compare. Comparing is dangerous.
You also don't know what that's a 3:30 p.m. knockoff, so you're pretty not bad.
Yeah. I think they finished at 3:15 in ACT.
No, we're 3:35 at our high school.
Do you know I've legally got to stay till like 4:17 when I'm there.
Well, to earn your wage.
That's just what you can't walk out for 4:17.
You can just run around the yard, get you running.
Yeah. Start running around the schoolyard. Still here, still on premises. I'm 5K into like an 8K double.
2 laps of the basketball court.
Yeah, it's tightening up. Anyway, that was Moose on the Loose. Some good stories there. Listener question, Croaks. Let's bring this show home.
This episode's listener question is proudly brought to you by Precision Fuel and Hydration. And the question is, how do you develop different speed zones? For example, marathon, half, 10, 5K, and so on. And that question comes from Liam Crothers.
Speed zones. for
I
example?
think does he mean pace zones?
Paces?
Well,
Pace zones?
speed is pace. Same thing.
So in your training, how do you develop different pace zones?
Will be a bit off your PBs, surely.
Yeah, if you got some data of a recent race, would be a good starting point.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it, too? That's the important thing. Recent race, not PB from 10 years ago, go, hey, my marathon pace is 3:10s. It's like, where am I at right now? And not where I want to be in 12 weeks. Where am I at now? That's the relevant one.
And that's why park run's so good. Like when we get a new client, it's like, I often ask, what kind of shape do you think you'd be in if you had to run a park run this week? And then like, can you actually get to a park run this weekend, just to give us some fresh data? So then you can establish some pace zones for people. I like the calculators, especially when you're like capping it at half marathon. I think it changes a bit when you go to marathon, but say someone spits out a 20-minute 5K, putting that in the calculator, they give you a range now. Like I still use the Tin Man one. So it will say, threshold pace might be a 4:10 to 4:15. Half marathon pace might be this and that, and gives you the equivalent distances. I don't think you can get the Tin Man one though anymore, can you? Unless you're on Final Search.
No, I think you can still get
still Google it?
You still get it, yeah.
Okay.
I use the Daniels one.
Did Daniels, yeah. There's about 4 or 5 different ones built into Final Search.
I used McMillan for a while. Yeah.
Which they'd all be pretty similar.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I reckon that's only part of the puzzle. Is like you can have what your 5K pace is, what your 10K pace is. But I think one of the traps that people fall into is, I need to do a heap of sessions at 5K pace to be able to run that in a 5K race, or I need to run like 2K reps at 10K pace to run that in a 10K race. And that's not necessarily true. Like, recently ran 3:06 per kilometer for 10K straight. And in the lead up to that, I maybe ran 3 total kilometers at that pace in the lead up. And that was probably the week of the race off 90 seconds recovery. Everything else was a lot slower than that.
What about your track work?
Yeah, but like in terms of K reps, like I wasn't running.
But you'd run that pace of 400 or 600 or whatever.
Yeah, I was running close to basically 400 at 10K pace off 30 seconds recovery.
Yeah,
but I think sometimes people get into the trap of like, okay, I'm going to do K reps at 5K pace and not necessarily give themselves enough recovery, and it ends up being a super hard session.
That 5K pace is almost should be 1-to-1 type recovery. Like, so you do 5K pace at 1K reps and it's in 3 minutes. You should be taking 3 minutes rest.
Well, those minute on, minute offs I did, that was like, I'd say that was 5K pace. And that was pretty hard to hold that for 1 minute in training with a float 1 minute between. And
I guess it also depends how fast your arm moves, because if you're a 35-minute 5K person, like you probably don't need 3 minutes recovery because you're running like...
Well, you're taking 7 minutes by my math on that.
Yeah, so you're saying so then you're saying they take 7 minutes recovery?
Yeah.
So like it's more that would be for people that are running fairly quick.
Yeah.
I guess it depends on why he wants these pace zones as well.
It's going to be a bit of guesswork because you'll never really know. You can wake up differently one day and go, what's like half marathon pace today is different from what it was yesterday when I felt great. But like, where have you been in the past? Where do you want to get to? What's your most recent race? And have you got much fitter since then? And you can sort of work it out. And then what's the course like that you're about to do your workout on? What's the weather like today? How do you feel? Yeah.
Buy yourself a Coro's arm strap from Moose, put that on, then you can start matching up the heart rate data to some of these different paces.
That's actually the best idea. Not the buying thing, but like work out effort to pace, and then you'll
also see it change. Like if over 5 or 6 weeks, if you're getting fitter, you'll start to see it change a bit, and you can work out a bit of a profile for yourself. Yeah, interesting. Thanks, Liam, for that question, and thanks to Precision Fuel and Hydration. Visit precisionhydration.com. Use the code IRP 2026 for 15% off your first order. What's coming up? We've got Rome Diamond League Friday morning our time. We've got Abby Caldwell's there, Georgia Hunter Bell, Nikki Hiltz, Halem from Ethiopia as well there. 5K Lyndon Hall, 800 Peyton Craig, who he won a race, I reckon, over the weekend. Same, he had a pretty good run, I reckon.
Croaks missed that.
Yeah, just when I saw his name then, I thought I saw something over the weekend. It's hard to be across all of it though, Moose, at the moment.
Was that this weekend or last weekend?
I thought I saw him two wins in 2 weeks.
It was like 145 maybe?
Similar time that Cam Myers was racing.
Maybe
you know why Croaks has missed it, Moose?
No, not Cam Myers.
Cam Myers and Jai Edwards were both racing at the same time.
He ran a 144.66 sound running.
Did I mention that?
No, that was last week.
That was last week.
Yeah, last week. I don't know what Brady's on about.
Nah, keep looking. Has anything popped up yet?
Where?
Is nothing else on his profile?
That was on his that was the last thing on his Instagram.
You got to check their profiles, Crows. You can't just expect it on their Instagram. That you follow that trackathletes.au on Facebook or Instagram. They're pretty good. Oh, this could be bad radio now. Cam Myers, same time as Myers raced in Germany, Peyton Craig goes over 800 metres in Italy. Craig has more consequences. If he runs under Bob Abraham's time of 144.27, he will go number 3 on the Commonwealth Games ranking and improve his chances for selection.
Yeah, what were the results?
Here we go. So 30th of May, he ran 145.07.
Oh, okay. So he's not going to bump Bob in the rankings.
In Italy. He did win.
Oh, he won it. This is the thing though, isn't it? This his race in those lesser tier down races, what we're talking about before. 800 metres, hard to get into. He was in that B race the week before. So good to see him in a Diamond League. Stockholm's also Monday morning our time. Cam Myers, Yared Nuguse, Habs, the world champ. Kessler, Timmy Chariot, Andreas Algrim in a 1500. There we go. 800's got Pete Bowl, Lutenhausen, A-Rop, Wanyoni, Whiteman. And then we're also expecting the Commonwealth Games team will be announced before next week.
Possibly.
So a bit happening. What's going up in your life, Moose, between now and next week?
Yeah, not tons. Going to sort out this program, this inside running. Going to get some new product up on the Patreon page. Shop our favourites. Might get some. Might put some comments up from you boys.
Do we get to submit some favourites?
I reckon that's a good idea. Go ahead and do that.
I'm big on the heart rate monitor strap because I missed mine. I got it back from Ballarat, got my bag back, and it's like for $80 or whatever it is.
Well, it's 130. But
is it?
Maybe I gave it to you.
I did know. I bought 2 of them because remember I left one on the roof of my car and then it got run over.
Yeah.
So I've purchased 2 full price as well.
Electronics ain't part of that discount program because the margins just kill me. But if you
that was
see
one
the
of my favourites.
See the Yarka one, Run Fearless. Oh yeah,
good.
Canberra got that. There's only 4 stores in the country. Canberra got the watch and the armband. I just ordered an armband for myself down here because I'm a fearless warrior.
Oh, you know what else? You might not be able to put this on because I'm not sure if you stock it, but I have been loving the those one running half tights. You stock those?
Nah, we got the Safe Sky ones though.
Yeah. Well, also very good product. I just like the one running ones are a bit further down the leg.
They're good. They
with
are
that
good.
Grip on them. Yeah.
I actually they are a quality half tight.
Yeah. You see that necklace that you've just replied to me, the necklace of Jack Rayner's.
It is cute. You're right.
It is cute, isn't it? Got a couple see if you can get that in stock. Look how cool he is in that photo.
He looks very cool.
He's so cool.
Yeah.
So cool. Croaks, what are you doing?
Bit of 9:30 a.m. training. Might go to the Raiders on Friday night.
Who the Raiders got? Did they win yesterday?
Yeah, we went to the game actually.
Yeah, I saw
they beat the Cowboys, and then they got the Roosters on Friday night.
Okay.
It was bloody cold out there, I tell you. I had long tights on, Raiders trackies on, then I had a T-shirt, a jumper, my Lululemon jacket, and a big Raiders jacket and a beanie and gloves. And I was still quite cold. And it was a 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. game.
Do you get vocal when you're there?
Oh, a little bit.
Yeah.
Not too bad.
Do you know every player's name?
Yeah.
There's only like 12 or something, isn't there, in rugby?
I was 13 on the field.
Yeah, but no one
and
cares.
they had like six on the bench.
Still struggle to believe anyone actually cares about rugby, though. Like, it's hard for me to fathom you'll know the names of the players.
Yeah.
Oh, this is nice. The black armband, isn't it? The Coros. Jakob Ingebrigtsen.
You see the watch too?
Yeah.
Watch is good. It's like gold. You know how he's all black and gold? That's his thing.
Yeah, very nice. All right, boys. That's the end of episode 144. We'll do it all again next week. Might be a fill-in host next week if I can't be here.
No, we'll get you on.
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah, easy.
If you want to move the time. Otherwise, I'm happy to.
You don't get a week off like that, mate.
I reckon Monday morning would be good because then we can comment on the Stockholm Diamond League. Whereas if we do it Sunday night, we're going to miss that.
Good idea.
Could be working Monday, but we'll see how we go.
Expected public holiday.
Yeah. You know how much a public holiday wage is?
Can't you pay someone to do that? No, I don't. What is it? Double time?
$66.40 an hour. That's base wage. We pay nearly everyone over base wage. So I'm working.
So if we do it before the store opens.
Yeah, probably could.
What time's the store open?
Bit of time for
the sign up.
Bit of time. Bit of
put the sign up back in 1 hour.
Something wrong if I can't get an hour.
Doing something wrong with your life. All right. See you later, boys.
See ya.
See ya.
Thanks to Precision Fuel and Hydration for sponsoring this episode. Precision Fuel and Hydration is the answer to fuel your next marathon. Their free online planner helps you nail your sodium and carb intake so you don't fade when it matters most. Visit precisionhydration.com and while you're there, place your first order and get 15% off when you use the code IRP2026.